Das Hooker. That's right. Also known as a Silver Streak, also known as a Trucker Special, also known as the OG original throwaway truck stop amplifier. Kind of like how RM Italy is today for today's generation. And no, I don't care. I don't care if I just offended you by telling the truth. I don't care. I don't. RM Italy is a very, very, very cheaply manufactured amplifier with components in it that are usually very hard to come across, and the only people you can buy the parts from, at least the final parts, are from RM Italy. And by the time I get the parts and then go to put them in the amp and then got to charge somebody for all the labor and parts and all that kind of stuff, it's usually just cheaper just to replace the amplifier. Hence the reason throwaway amp. The Hookers are a great little amplifier back in the 60s and very early 70s. They capitalize on these. These little gold dots that you're looking at here are stud mount transistors. Instead of being screwed to the heat sink, they're drilled through and bolted. You can always tell a stud mount style heat sink because they've got these abnormally large gaps. You can see we got 3 fins and a large gap, or pardon me, 4 fins and a large gap, 4 fins and a large gap. It's the only time I've ever seen this gap style heat sink is stud mounts. Now, what I've been forced to do in the past with some of these is I would take and I would drill or pull the stud out, pull the board off, then I go in and I would heliarc up the hole, weld the hole back up, then sand the whole heatsink, then re-drill it and tap it, and then modify the board to be able to fit like a pair of 455s, right? This is like 125 to 225 watt linear. That's all this is. I don't make a common practice of repairing these because they're too much labor for the amount of watts produced, except for this situation. The gentleman that owns this thing made it very clear to me. He goes, I want you to fully restore this and make it look all nice and pretty for me. Do your magic to it. It was the very first amplifier he ever owned. Now obviously it's going to need some acorn nuts on the sides. No big deal, right? We've got Ace Hardwares everywhere. We'll get this figured out. And this is just some 632 thread all thread that they've got going through the heatsink fins. The OG, if this was OG, they would have had the lid held in place with pop rivets. So board's actually held down with pop rivets too. How's that for an anti-tamper proof warranty sticker? Well, the lid was held on with pop rivets when it left here. What'd you do to it? Because you got to drill the pop rivets out to open the tin up on the stock version of this. I'm just probably going to get some power wire. I told him, I said, if this has got a burnt transistor in it, there's literally, I mean, I might, if I'm lucky, have 1 or maybe 2 stud mount transistors in my collection of used components. But he says, no, clean it up, do your magic to it. We'll probably pull the lid off. I'll probably run it through the media machine because this paint, although on camera looks very glossy, it's all fish-eyed and scratched and looks like Big Bubba Horsewang decided he would smear his schmoo all over everything. Probably media blast that up. I'll probably take some like acetone or something. We'll see if we can get this glue from the old sticker. This is where it used to say what it was. Who was made by Hooker or whoever. I just like the Hooker name. Silver Streak and TNT Trucker, and this was the OG Palomar. 1 heat sink, 1 board pattern, 1 million different names on it, sold at truck stops. I like the pressure relief labeler. This is all we had for a lot of years till we had heat activated tape. It's neat. It takes me back to my childhood. Used to have you'd get this in a reel, you'd load it in a handle of the gun, you'd have this gun that you could squeeze, and it wasn't a gun, it was the label making machine. And then you had a big wheel on the top that you could spin to the desired letter, number, or if you got really fancy with them, they would have periods and exclamation points and question marks and all kinds of stuff attached to them on this wheel. And on the inside of the wheel, it had a little die. Well, on the opposite side of the die, they had a little piece of rubber that would push against the label. And this is just an extruded piece of plastic, and it would cause a dent in the plastic, which would cause the plastic to turn white. That's how these labels are made. Really cool. It's the best we had. I mean, straight out of the 80s right here, baby. This, on the other hand, this is a different monster altogether. This is an M80 Dave made. Dave made Moby. You can tell because the lid's freaking on upside down. You'd think this is right side up, but no, that's not the case. This is right side up. Because power on is this direction. I'm not kidding you. That's the reason we know it's a Dave made Moby. One of the reasons. That and the print that's on the front. Pretty good giveaway, but it's all kind of a convoluted mess when it comes to the Dave made camp. Nobody really knows what anybody's really doing, and there you go. I'm not getting in that. There's a big, giant emotional word war going on right now on Facebook with the Dave made camp and other people and opinions and thoughts and stuff and shit. I'm not interested in being involved. So we're here today to restore these two and make them look like new and work really good for the guy. Power wire on that, power wire on this, clean up, repaint, make look pretty. Very first amplifier ever. It's the only reason it's here is because of the sentimental value. Otherwise I'd be like, sir, here's your amplifier back, sir. I don't want to work on it. No parts. Here, sir, you may have your amplifier back. But since it's a sentimental thing, I get that. I mean, I get that. Like, I get it. So give it the college try. Give it the college try. Pitter patter, let's get at her. So you guys can't see it, but that's one LED. Here's the other LED. They're super dim, but so you got key up indicator and we got power indicator back. Let me turn on some lights here. Poof. All right. Got this thing all cleaned up. Spiffed it up nice and clean, put new power wires on it. It is working, but on the 1,000-watt scale, it's not all that impressive. So here's radio, hello, 1, 2. Here's with the amp, hello, pardon me. Radio, hello, 1, 2. Wait a minute, pardon me. That's just the radio. Looks like my positive wire jumped out of my holder over here. Hello, audio, 1, 2. About 150 watts. Input tune. Hello, 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 hello. It's perfect. Output. Hello, about 150 watts, so 20 watts of drive. The sideband delay does work. Where's the microphone? Here's the microphone. So it's working all the way around. Everything on here is working great. I did have to modify this because, well, you turn it on, the LED wouldn't come on. Other than that, no big deal. Here is the lid. It's like gloss now. Got rid of all the fish egg on it. I took it out and media blasted it and repainted it for you. I'm gonna let that sit and let the paint dry up, get solid again. So these are steel that were nickel plated. These are stainless steel 632 Acorns that we're gonna replace your rusty busties out of. So on the right, new, on the left, old. But since this thing is working, we're going to just slide it out of the way. And we're going to go over here, we're going to work on the 2-pill unit, the Dave Mater. Dave Mater. There's a lot of drama going on with that name right now. I don't want to have anything to do with that drama. Staying country miles away if I possibly can from that drama. But we're going to hop over to the Dave Made and get this side of it buttoned up. As I'm sitting here waiting for the bench voltage supply to come up, I'm looking at the screws because normally I have to replace all the hardware on these things when they come in. Man, I can't get over it. These gold-plated screws are not rusted. Anyhow, give it a little power wire upgrade, tweaked a couple little things on the inside. So let's see what happens here. This is going to vastly outperform that hooker by a lot, right? So same amount of drive. Hello, 1. Amp in play. Hello, 1. Hello, 1. 300 watts. Hello, variable. This thing's working like a Swiss watch, man. It's great. Hello, audio. Whoa, something just gave out. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. 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 That's odd. Hello. 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 I think a variable needs to be replaced. Hello, 1, 2. Hello. We've got a good input SWR, but I key in the thing and not getting any watts out. So input tune. 1. Hello, 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 hello. Let's bring the variable in line. Hello. 1. Give me a minute. I want to change the variable out. Okay, brand new variable installed. Here's the old one. And what was tripping me out is when we'd turn this all the way down and go and I'd unkey and then key up, I wouldn't get any output. And I think this has got a burn spot in it. Because we have the variable hello 1 all the way down, and we don't have that problem anymore. Also on top of that, 1 hello. It's all the way down. Here's all the way up. Hello 1 hello 1 hello. That's fixed. All right, well, we're done. These two little boxes are done. This one's done, and I'll go over here and carefully pick this one up because the paint is still a little soft on it. There we go. I'll be pissed if I end up scuffing that paint. These are both done and ready to go home. So I'll slap this lid on here, put a sticker on here, which is the bottom, by the way, and we'll get these sent back to the owner. Well, gentlemen, we're going to call this a wrap on this one. The next one's up a 4-pill. I got to add a driver section to it. I'll put a shout out to the guys here on Patreon. Thank God for these guys. Thank God for these guys on Patreon. Just give them a big thumbs up. Big shout out to all of you. Penta has been kicking ass for us. They got the best deals going on right now for tubes in the market. If you mention BBI during checkout, they give you 5% off the sale of the tube and shipping. So that's pretty awesome. Shout out to Siglent, MechMan, Bird, Coaxial Dynamics, and as always, a big thanks to all of you. Gentlemen, my name is BBI, and without a shadow of a doubt, I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho, bar none. Let me say thank you. I appreciate every single one of you. On that note, I'm out. I'll see you. Click, click.